All right, well, here we are with our first video presentation that will go along with a note outline. You should have in front of you, in some form or another, the note outline for this topic here. Okay, so what we're talking about here is find the speed or problem solving. Both of those things, really. And with all of our topics here, we do want you to come away with some understanding that's going to go beyond the class. And so we asked some questions from the beginning. So here we are asking how distance, time, and speed are related and how we're going to solve problems in this class. There'll be a format that we'll go over now that we'll use for all the problems that we're going to solve. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we did this find the speed activity, and I hope it was a fun one for you. And in it, everybody used some information. What kind of information did you use in there? Well, I would say you probably used some kind of distance, time, and speed information. To find the speed, you would have had to know the distance and the time to get the speed. So distance, time, and speed would be the information that we would have used, and that's important. What is the information that we're using here? So distance, time, and speed. And in physics, we're going to start off with these symbols using a D for distance, a T for time, and a V for speed. And that's because velocity is another word for speed, and V is more commonly used to talk about speed for a physics class. So those are our symbols, and it's a good thing that we're starting off with these three symbols because they're going to be very important in the physics that we're going to be studying together. Okay, so what are some units for distance that we could be talking about? Well, I guess we could be talking about miles. That's a pretty good one. Or inches, or feet. These are all things that we could talk about. Meters, you might have used in class, will be one that we're going to be using regularly this year. And time, well, I mean, for the speed of the car that we just did, probably seconds, but certainly there's hours or weeks or months or years that we could be talking about as well. So these are all units for time, and just get along the lines of thinking of how we're representing these things, distance, time, and also speed. If we're talking about speed, we might be talking about miles per hour. That's a common one in the United States. Maybe you used feet per second or inches per second in the find the speed activity. All valid units for speed. So there we go. Meters per second will be the one that we'll mostly be using in this class. Okay, so now to the idea of solving problems. For solving problems, there are going to be three things that we're going to do for all of the problems. Leave out any one of these steps, you're not going to get the full credit on a test or a quiz. And the reason for that is these steps together show your entire thought process. And I don't want any part of the thought process left off. So right from the beginning, I'll explain how our problems are going to be presented. So you're going to identify the information in step 1. In step 2, you're going to show the work. And in step 3, you're going to give, hopefully, the correct answer. So those are going to be the 3 steps in solving the problems. So here's an example of a problem. So here I'm just asking you to identify the information. That would be step number 1. So step number 1 is to clearly identify that the distance is 80 miles, the time is 2 hours, and the speed is 40 miles per hour. That's all I'm asking for here is the identifying the information. Seems like a pretty straightforward thing. Don't leave it out in any problem that you present this year. You're already off to a good start if you've identified the information. Let's do another example here to show what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is a question where we're given the information, but we're also asking for something else here. So here I'll get to show you all 3 steps in solving a problem. Number 1, identify the information. So our distance is what we're looking for. Yeah, I like to put the distance in there too in this case because that way I know what I'm trying to find out. So I'll always put in the variable that I'm looking for as well. I know that the time, or the t, is 4 hours, And I know that the speed, represented by the letter V, is 50 miles per hour. So there's my step one, identifying the information. Well, let's see. Distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So since distance is equal to speed multiplied by time, here I am clearly showing my work. I'm taking that speed of 50, multiplying it by the time, and I am giving the correct answer here. So here I've done step number one, identify the information. Step number two, show the work. And step number three, also give the answer. And important here in the answer is that it has the correct units to go along with it. And that is really all for our first note-taken section and the video that goes along with it. So thanks for coming along, and look forward to seeing you in class.